Good morning, morning. It is a beautiful day today here in Australia. This is the 23rd of December 2020. My name is Bobby Richardson. I am the owner, operator, manager, creator, you name it, of Codes to a New Reality website and YouTube channel. And I've done now 23 channeled messages if you want to go have a look at those. And this is all to do with helping people with the new energies that's coming through and learning to create a whole new reality from the inside out. Very important times at the moment because we're going through a quickening. So I'm trying to do as many live productions as possible to help guide as the energies shift through. I tripped over an important message, a channeled message this morning that I'd written in January 2012. And I really want to share that with you because I feel it's almost from higher self source energy. There's something very powerful about that message and our whole playing part in this whole creation of everything. I also want to interact about the dream that I had last week. I think I did a YouTube on Thursday or Friday last week about this premonition dream. And funnily enough, been taken to a couple more messages or guidances or inspirations of that dream so that we can get a little bit more clearer picture from it. So I have a daughter, she's 31 years old, and she lives in Sweden, and she wanted to, she's a scientist over there, so very logical. But she has this beautiful, amazing heart, and she loves animation movies and, things that are uninspiring movies with magical stuff in it, which is so awesome. But she wanted to Zoom a movie called Frozen 2 with me. And we were sitting there watching it, and partway through, I saw the same vial. There was like I was led to a vial that had fluorescent yellow in it in my dream. And I'd never seen this movie, but I saw it in this movie and went, holy crap, this has got a message. And the whole movie was really about what we are going through now. And you'll start to see that even, old-fashioned programs and movies and fairy tales and things really do reflect who we are in the game of life as it is now. Like Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. I mean, they've been put to sleep, right? So the feminine side of ourselves was put to sleep thousands of years ago. And we've been living this logical left brain reality for a few thousand years, which is necessary for growth of ourselves and our journey towards, knowing who we are so that we can create even something more wonderful. And that's what we're stepping into, this quickening of bringing back the intuition and the imagination again so that we can not shut down the logic. We need to bring in the logic, and we're going to create something brand new. And we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I have been taken to potential new Earths and shown things of intuitive, imaginative side that could help. I know that the 3 T's was start to come forth, which is to me telepathic, telekinetic, and telekinesis, and not to mention a lot of other things that will start happening with people. These will be a natural thing over the next so many years that will start developing within our reality. So we're going to find a balance that's going to happen soon. And in that movie, there was 2 tribes. One tribe was a magical tribe, and they had power. And then the other tribe was more logical side tribe, and they, could create in this world and kind of keep the story rolling and that. And so there's exactly the same as the 2 hemispheres of the brain again. And the logical side was scared of the power of the imagination, so it tricked it and shut it down. which is kind of the story that happened. But if you even come from an observer point of view of source energy, it was meant to happen as well. And then in the Frozen 2 movie, they end up having to reawaken the tribe that was in the mist in the forest and bring it back so they could create something new. Now, Walt Disney, of course, decided to keep the township, the logical township, alive, because they are, controlled by the ones that are of logic. But we really, really are into the phase of our reality where everything's going to come down, and then we're going to bring a whole new reality together and create something completely different. How that's going to happen, I'm not sure, because there's always an unknown fact with everything. But I do know that this is going to take place whether they like it or not, because when imagination comes back into our reality, we're connected to source energy again. And the reason why we even have leaderships at the moment, why we have like prime ministers and leaders and stuff like that, is because our left brain logical side of ourselves didn't have that connection to source energy and the knowing of who they were. So they ended up creating an illusional leader so that we could all follow, because they had nobody they felt lost without something to follow. But that will come crashing down, and we will be able to come back to the original plan of knowing who source energy is, and be able to learn to trust ourselves again and self-support ourselves. This is all about learning to self-support ourselves. So I'm going to go now into the channeling that I did. I'll just close this for a moment so I can read that channeling. I've titled it with my name, Alana Wananahi. That was given to me by a Cherokee elder, and she would prick my skin, and then she used the blood that she got to go into my soul lineage. And she said it took her a while, but she found my soul lineage and then came back with this kind of a half page of information about my name, Alana Wananahi. Lanawa means turtle. It's where I carry the code and the map in the back of the turtle to lead people through to the new earth or returning home. Nanahi is fairy, but she said I was creator of fairies. So someone who's created a reality that's a go-between humanity and Mother Earth and Gaia. So that's what I just named it at the moment. So maybe this is coming from my higher self. Channeling 2012, 24th of January. There is, of course, a natural divine method of living where the laws of heaven meet with the earth, and together they create such wonder and beauty. Then there is the way of creating through a separation of such natural laws, which disregard the connection of all living creatures and only sees a reflection of comparing jealousy and distrust. This way can create many wondrous things, but without the natural knowledge of creation, it can only take a life so far before destroying its natural home, which would eventually have to be replaced with a home completely disconnected to the divine, or find another home and live as a parasitic entity of that planet's energy. And thus, any chance of finding one's way back home would be greatly diminished. To live this life, the mind would have to fill itself with endless mind chatter to keep the half stories alive and not fall into a logical and illogical manner of creating complete destruction of oneself. But in doing this, it may still fall to this fate anyway, as it attacks its own reflection constantly. And that's really what we've been going through in reality. That's the last thousands of years as logic had to be. But also, we also learned a lot from logic and how to create logically with the planet and stuff. Yes, some of it was not in line with the planet because we weren't in line with ourselves, but we've also learned a lot of information scientifically, and all of these things are part of the whole experience. On the other hand, the natural divine method of living frees one's mind of all chatter as a total trust to experience happiness, and is all as that is needed. As the natural laws are to focus on what wants to stay happy, and therefore manifest more of this into their life. We are the lucky ones. We have a choice in this process. We can walk either path without being judged or ridiculed, as either way presents a story that is fulfilling to the source of all creation. And as in all games, whether you are the black or the white piece, it matters not. Only playing the game matters. For without the game, we simply do not exist in any form. As we reset the game, we must all choose a piece to play or go back to the formless void of the source. So that's what we're doing. We're learning to reset the game and create something brand new, which is pretty darn exciting if you ask me. I'll leave you with that, and I will speak to you soon. I'm going to make these more often to help guide you. Love you heaps. Bye.